We are actually going to see a pretty default lineup here in the first round. As I said that when I was muted, we do see Ace and Maverick taken off the board, which will make hard breaching a little bit more difficult, but both of the electric operators are down, so the only thing left on the board for denial is going to be a Mute. However, Mute has to balance the drone taking ability and the gadget for the wall. We do see Chubbs hop on the Azami, and otherwise the only op that we don't normally see up top here would actually be this Ella. And Redemption is one of the strongest attacking teams when it comes to NHL in D1. Aquatic, we have never seen play, but the last time we did see Redemption play, they had a very hard-fought loss to NLG Unwanted, and they lost 8-7, which eliminated them from the last round, from the wildcard round of SXL playoffs. And it looks like we're going to see a bit of a split take here. We're going to see Donut potentially. He's going to put down this Claymore, but does he know about the Warden that is just sitting and ratting below this window? That Warden is going to try and do a late jump out. However, that Mute Jammer is not hitting any of the Claymore. That Claymore will still kill Laughing if he is one to jump out. Donut will pick up the first pick onto Chubbs. And he is debating on jumping out, but we do see Dazer pick up another kill onto SB. Now the pinch is happening. They have to decide whether or not to keep focusing one way or wrap one around for the pressure. You see all of the pressure currently from the side of Redemption is coming through split. They have to push in through connector, but they're going to bring the Buck and the Nomad below to try and force out some vert. They have a drone on the Jaeger. They might open below him. However, Ella is still maintaining the control of Catwalk. Buck is below, opening angles onto the single wall. Warden is still ratting. He is able to kill sprays on Grim. There's no displacement operator besides Buck from below, and Defty just walks into the shots of Scatter. Dazer did wrap around to move towards the main breach. Well, does anyone have a potential angle they do see defeat? That is going to be the hard breach down. One player is left outside of IT. One player is wrapping around through Aqua. If he hits that barbed wire, he's going to be known. Instead, he hits Elamine. That is going to be known towards the defenders. They are only having to worry about where the player of Nomad is. They know that Buck is below. It looks like we might see Ella go for a bit of a jump out here. However, it looks like we're going to see the connector push once again, with one drone wrapping around to give intel from Aqua. That hits the Mute Jammer and just drives out. They have live intel on the Warden. Colin's actually going to jump down and try and force the Warden out of position to allow Dazer to potentially get a pick and jump in here. Will the vert go work against him though, as Laughin is in the better position? However, Colin's going to open up the vert right below him. We're going to see a gunfight. Dazer is able to kill Laughin. It is now a 2v1 situation for Dokkaebi. Colin is going to wrap up through Aqua. He's going to hit the barbed wire. It does not look like Ella's going to turn around. Instead, Colin's going to have a free pick, and he whiffs. Dokkaebi now is able to potentially get the kill, but Colin will finish it off after a very tough flip there and switches to the pistol and secures it with one shot. And we're going to run back the exact same site. We're going to see a different lineup. We're seeing that Ella swapped off for the Echo to give the team more intel instead of... We're going to see the Valkyrie. They can play below with the C4, potentially catch Colin a little on surprise. No one was lurking below at all last round. Unfortunately, that is going to be in the VOD, that little whiff from Colin. So I will try and crop that out of the VOD whenever we do have to upload this. And it looks like we're going to see the exact same lineup. It looks like Sprays was AFK during pickups. They'll probably just pop off that fuse. He's going to pop off fuse back onto the Grim. That's going to be the exact same lineup from Redemption. Once again, Redemption's attacks on NHL are very, very consistent. They are very structured and they know exactly what to do at what time. I'm going to stutter there with myself, but that's okay. As it looks like we're going to see the exact same extension. However, that Jaeger that is here on this door frame is not going to actually be able to protect the main zombie that it's meant for. You need to protect this zombie. You need to flip where that Jaeger is, put it right above that mute timbers. That way you can play that zombie that cuts off the first that walk in. But now, Sprays is running cargo. They know that someone is down below. They know that it is the Valve, and he's going to be the first pick. Donut with the first pick, and he's going to search below for the Valve cam. He catches the mute jammer already, and now he's just trying to shoot the cam from below. I don't think he can shoot that from where he's at. I think there's going to be a couple of things above it. We do see Scatter go and open up the main wall, and he's going to wrap around and open up the park wall now. It looks like we're gonna see Colin go for a lurk. He's in cafeteria right now, and we do see that Sprays is currently just trying to open this and throws his cam right into a mute jammer. It was very, very interesting. He knew it was there, but SB has to worry about the buck that is below. Colin is going to try and make all the vert possible, and he's going to try and cut off. He's going to do damage to Laughing with those couple of buckshots. He's going to displace all the defenders from below. That way they have no comfortable place to play. Now they have to worry about Dazer on the Nomad. Dazer's going to cut off the elbow. They can no longer play inside the E-box without being caught out. We do see a bit of a flank here from Envy. He's going to whiff a couple shots, but does Donut double back to try and pick up the kill? Donut's going to go outside. He's not going to double back for the kill. He's going to try and regroup with his team. We do see Chubbs. He's going to reinforce off the IT wall, but Donut just walks in IT. It is now a 1v5 for Envy. Is he going to be able to do it? Donut with the final 2 kills of the round, securing the flawless round for Redemption. Overall, this has been a very one-sided affair for the side of Redemption. They have dominated both rounds, even when they gave up a few picks there in the first round. Just looking at the scoreboard real quick, Donut had a 3K last round, putting himself up to 4, Colin with his 2 in the first round still. And then Dazra and Scatter are working together as a support duo, with Sprays on that kind of flex role. And overall, it looks to be like Redemption is going to do everything in their power to redeem themselves from the 8-7 defeat at the hands of Unwanted. That looks a sour taste in their mouth, and they're not trying to let any team capitalize the momentum of that. Taking Redemption to Nighthaven also might have been a misstep from the side of Aquatic. I get it's a comfortable map for many teams in comp, but it's also one of them that you just don't want to leave up a team such as Redemption. They are very well known for their adaptability and their dominance on Nighthaven. Does not look like Aquatic's going to reinforce the main wall, actually. I don't think they reinforce small wall. They still have not reinforced this double wall. I have no idea what the plan is here from Aquatic. They just now realized they're going to try and double reinforce this as fast as they can to prevent anyone from rushing in. We do see the BP brought out from Dazra. Donut is going to hop onto that Brava, and that is going to be a very hard counter onto the operators on the side of Aquatic. We do see Chubbs almost get taken out. I think he just hopped over a drone. He did. That drone is spotting him, and he is now in a fight with Donut. Donut is going to kill him with the super shorty. What could have been the best pick of the game is now going to turn against Chubbs. Donut is going to try and open a couple angles from above to just prevent any flanks. However, everyone is bunkered down in sight. There's not much that Redemption has to do. They have all of the map control. They are just trying to play for a C4 below. However, they are hopping off the pulse scanner at the worst time. There are two people right above you that you can kill with a C4. You're calling out the BB. That's a very smart choice. However, they are going to be opening up everything else. You do have a play here from Death. He's going to almost whiff onto the IQ of calling. He will be able to pick up the kill, but Scatter will be able to revert with his breach charges. And there goes the clues that were on the board. There goes all your time denial. And now you have to just play for that C4. Do you guys still have the C4s in pockets though? That's the real question. You have 2 in pocket, and you have a 80 round LMG from the other side. Meister does have to make the play here. He does spot the BB's head, and he's going to take a couple shots at it. However, you have 2 players above, and Scatter's going to get another pick that is the second of the round onto SB. He's going to very quickly tag up Pulse, and now Damos drops from behind. Dazer will be able to kill him with the nade instead of Sprays trying to secure the kill with Damos. We do see timeout come out from Aquatic after losing 3 in a row. That is something that is a very wise decision, as you need to regroup your team. During this timeout, they might be talking about ways to slow down Donut and Dazer that have kind of just walked in sight. They haven't really had any kind of contest against them. Maybe throw out a couple more roamers instead of just the one roamer that we had. In this game, looking at the scoreboard, through 3 rounds, Aquatic has 4 kills, while Redemption has 15. Case has not touched the ground yet. I don't believe the case carrier has been killed either. And the next round of bans, we will end up seeing a couple of bans come out. Maybe it will be another shield or maybe another hard breach. It will be the shield and the warden, which has been, well, Blackbeard's only been brought once, which was Dazra last round. However, Laughin was on warden the first 2 rounds of the game when they were going up to command center. They're going to go back up to the command center site, as now it is going to be a must-win situation if you want to secure any hope from if you are on Aquatic. Just looking at the lineup, we're seeing the exact same lineup almost every round from Redemption. It's almost like they know exactly what site, and we do see a bit of a difference here. We are going to see a Castle come out for the first time this game, and we're going to see a Legion for the first time in this game. There is going to be one thing that Aquatic has not been doing very effectively is actually just shooting the drones on the side of that are just driving by them. The drone util, they're not even really getting placed well. They're just kind of driving through and no one's really hunting them. Everyone is bunkering down. There's nothing really that is going on that would stop that. If maybe they can implement a shoaless into their strats. I'm not exactly sure what their comfort is with that. But you see players such as Envy having to do a lot of the setup. Same with Laugh, and he's gonna have to prep a lot of these castles. And it looks like they're gonna try a heavy extend out. They're gonna castle a player off. They're going to castle a player all the way down in basement, which may be a very intelligent choice. I don't believe there are any drones on him. However, he does have to be wary of the Buck. Buck can come through at any time, but he is by main entrance. Sprays is about to just walk through. SP with the first kill. Jumping out of electrical window, killing the Thermite. Was Thermite able to get the wall open? They were not. That was a very good pick. There's nothing. Walls will remain shut from the remainder of the round unless Sprays walks over and uses his hard breach charge on it. And it looks like SP is going to remain inside of electrical. However, Sprays knows they have a player outside as well. It is going to be Donut and Sprays working together to try and displace this player inside. Donut jumps in. Does SP know? SP with the shotgun close. The real question is, will Donut really win this fight? Donut will win the fight. There's going to be a missed shot from SP, and that's going to be all she wrote. Donut is just going to try and definitely walk inside. However, he's going to be held from Laughing. And no one's really holding the angle. Laughing's kind of just sitting there, and they're gonna have a little bit of a whip off. They're trying to play a little bit too aggressive for their own doing. And now it's going to be a kill from the side. Donut's gonna get down. That's a great kill from Laughing. You have Castle roaming all the way up. He's going to try and lurk. He's gonna go up awkward. He might just castle himself behind. They don't know that Dazer's electrical though. But Laughing will win the gunfight against Dazer, picking up, I believe, a 3K on the round. No, it was a 2K. And securing the first round win for his team. That round was much different, and that timeout may have been the changing factor of momentum, as it halts some of the momentum going inside of Redemption every round, and you try and get a little bit back. And that was more than a little bit back. That was a three players were alive still at the end of that round, and we do have to go to a different site, however, which is going to play into Redemption, as now you don't have the comfort of going to your primary site. We are going to see a bit of an implementation of maybe a Aurora trick with the Thermite. We are going to see the 2-barrel brought out alongside the Valkyrie. It looks like we're going to be seeing C4s from below and lots of DMRs from Aquatic. SB misses that drone and tries to come back and shoot it, but it's going to run away. SB's going to reinforce every hatch. Is going to be, it looks like another bunker strategy from the side of Aquatic. They can use this Deagle to really open it up. However, it looks like they might just implement a punch hole, and it looks like they might be a little bit confused on what to do with their strategy. We do see the shield come out from Dazer. We do see Cullen hop off on the Capital, and we still see the Aurora come out from Donut. We might see Donut just open up and roar off cargo. He's going to try and take cargo right away. I think he's going to be able to be the... I actually have no idea what the push is. Are they going to go... They're going for a rush plan. They have one player lurking above while the rest go for the rush. However, they have a player close by holding the C4. And they know that the trick is going to be coming. And stop the rush. The rush is implemented. They have Colin lurking behind. No one's aware of his position. He's going to have bravery pick onto the Izami, and now he's just going to walk in sight, and he's going to be taken out by SP. SP with a massive pick. However, Scatter's going to be coming down with the case, and they're going to... They planted right on the mini wall. There's nothing that could have happened. They had the Maki standing in front of them. And now they're opening angles to hold it from outside, as you do see Spray still getting aggressive inside. And you have a player that is trying to play and walk through fire. Let's C4, might be able to almost down him, but there's no C4 in the pocket of the two barrel. This is all but one. A Rooney with 2 massive kills. With 3 massive kills. The clutch of the season from Dokkaebi. That 3K at the end took all but sure round away from redemption and halted any momentum that was gained. That is going to be a clip right there, ladies and gentlemen, as I go ahead and clip. Oh, wait, I have to wait. I have to wait to clip that. That way we do get it for maybe the clip of the week. Oh, if we do clip of the week, I have to hear my voice. That was definitely a highlight from the season of Team Aquatic so far. They are on the board, and they're going to try and make it a 3-3 split. And it looks like it's going to be a kitchen setup with the exact same off. You're going to see the two barrels swapped off for something you don't normally see in comp, which is going to end up being a Thunderbird. Thunderbird, if used correctly, her gadgets are very powerful as they only heal your teammates now. You can put them in places that your teammates are going to be roaming or extending. That way they can just move around and get free health. And that's exactly what it looks like Aquatic's going to try and do here. They're going to put them just somewhere that their team can just run by without having to change their entire position. That shield, however, will not be the strongest decision as there is a window right next to it. And it looks like a very quick opening of all the things that are protecting the site, and now they're going to start working the vert. As we see Sprays pop on the Ash, and he's going to open up right above that damage with that breaching charge. You see a couple of off angles trying to be implemented, however, Laffin can kind of deny all the vert just by throwing a couple of zombies down, which will block the angles from hitting him. We do see that they see Taser is going to wrap all the way around. They're going to go ahead and open up this wall. This wall is nothing. This wall is free. Opening that wall is going to open this OSA display from inside of the lobby. They spot out the Thunderbird. They have cams. That was a down and a kill from Spray. Spray is getting on the board with his first kill in a couple of rounds. But calling again, killing Defty. Dazer killing Esky. This has been a full site collapse. Couple, even a bit of friendly fire. Sprays on the 2K currently. Does he know about the player wrapping up from the basement stairs? However, he is going to sit here and play prone. It does not look like Chubbs is aware of that either. Chubbs is going to be taken out by calling on a very quick shot as he wraps the corner to secure the 4-2 split for redemption. And this has been a very dominant affair so far when we're talking about the David versus Goliath matchup that we have been given. Oh, I have to go back in both and get the clip. Alright, it was round 4 or 5 that clip happened when we were talking about, and we're going to see again default ban. That's why we didn't really talk about. We do see a 2-barrel banned out, which is even interesting, but it may just be a target ban. as they were getting slaughtered by players that started implementing the DMR into their lineup. No one, if you're in chat right now, we do have a potential clip of the week from round 5. It was Dokkaebi with a 3K to secure the post-plant clutch. And we're going to see kind of a default lineup, especially when you don't have a zombie on the board. You implement a zombie or you implement a Rooney. It still denies their ability to push in through certain areas, and that barbed wire on the board is going to give you a more intel and waste their util. And we're going to see the extension into the backside of Aqua. But we do see a Ram. Ram looks like they're going to just eye up, potentially just running in here and trying to chow Dazra. Dazra may not be the one to chow. Dazra tries to shoot my little spectator cam as I was watching him. That wasn't very nice. But we do see the Amira left on the board, which is going to allow these power positions. They don't have to play on catwalk at all. They can just play further back and play off the mirror. If they do have someone on, they can fall back very quickly while their teammate covers them. There is no line of sight that isn't being held right now, and we see a Kali on the board, which is not something we see every day. Again, it looks like Laughing was going to try and go for that bit of a rush idea, and it looks like he's gonna try and do it. He shoots the mute jammer, sets off the Florida's drone at his feet, and now it is up to Dazra to try and maintain control of his position, as that shield is going to be taken out. SB with the first kill with a thermite charge onto sprays. The real question is, who's going to jump in rafters? He's not actually going to push towards Dazra at all. Dazra is going to still have his power position, and the shot from the mirror does actually end up just popping up. Does not. Just dancing a little bit. Very ill-advised to punch the window, as it allows Calling to have the position still, and he's going to pop it and try and keep around it, throw his C4 over it. C4 almost able to kill the Thatcher, but now we look at Scatter. Scatter's with his shotgun out. He's going to try and be contesting this IT breach. It is SB and it's Dokkaebi. I'm sorry, it is Dokkaebi on the Kali. He's going to actually be the one that kills Scatter. And now the Kali is going to try and just get a couple shots, as his gun is able to one-shot almost everyone left. You see that they are attacking very heavily in the connector. Dazra with the first pick, Dazra with the second pick. Dazra, will he be able to kill the last two? It is now a 1v2 situation. He has to get a 4K to secure this round. He knows where one is. He is able to look through the flash. He is going to try and peek around. He does not look towards Kali. Kali is going to not get taken out. Kali, he's actually going to get knifed. He hits both enemies, bringing him low, but does not finish off either one. A very valiant effort from Dazra. We do see the two quick headshots almost to secure the clutch situation. And now we see Aquatic taking some momentum in their own side, bringing it up that's not usually seen. We see the Kali, it's maybe viewed as a troll pick, but it was a very well used ability last time. I believe they even burned out. I think that's what allowed them to kill the bandit on the bandit trick. See 4 shotguns come out, and we do see sprays. He's going to wrap all the way down into basement. He's going to hide himself as a way to disguise what op he is. He is on the pulse, and they have 3 C4s. He can give them callouts if they do drop. It looks like we're going to see the mirror in the exact same setup as last time. However, Instead of the bandit being brought out, we just see the mute. It looks like they don't want to try and bandit trick anymore and push their luck. They have 4 shotguns on the board, so they're going to be playing very aggressive and trying to play everything that is good. Ezra on the extension once again. The real. The mic does die, but we have charged it back up. We are back. We're gonna be casting the rest of this with a cord in my shoulder. That way, you guys have the best experience that you guys can have. As we can as fast as possible. Hopefully, you guys don't hear the. It does not look like you guys are gonna be hearing the wire, but it looks like a potential jump out is going to happen here from Scatter sitting here with the shotgun. He's going to be going up against a Cali if he was to jump out. That is a gunfight that he all but wins. And Cali with the first kill again. Dokubi is very dominant with guns that aren't really used. It looks like the jump out might happen now. He's going to fall back. There are 3 people in IT. We see the C4 come off the brace. Brace is unable to kill anyone. And there is a player coming outside at his window. Sorry, not at his window. He's just bottom warehouse. Brace almost with the kill. Shoots up. He's trying to kill 5 people at one time. They're all bottled up. SP timing the drop of that Mira so perfectly, as now they are able to just throw a disc, and that's a great kill from Scatter, killing the top frag on the Cali, the one-shot op. But now we see Dazera standing in another situation where he has to try and clutch. He has to put it precise, raise with the kill. Dazera is very good at hitting his shots, but isn't the best at finishing them. And now he is going to finish off his 3-piece, and that will bring him up to 9 kills. Overall, this game has been a lot closer than many anticipated. I saw some people thinking this might be a 7-0 or a 7-2. Aquatic, the rounds are a little bit closer than you would think. They are fighting above their weight class here. They are bringing their rounds close, but just unable to get that last blow and finish it. Last round could have very easily been Aquatics if they played a little bit more as a team and didn't bottle up as close as they did with each other. We are going to go into the basement site. We do see Scatter bring out the bandit, and finish the bandit shot out. And you just see Dokubi. He's playing these pops that you don't normally see. He was on the Sens, which is a very powerful op, and it looks like they're going to go for a rush of their own. As we see the pretty extension with Goya and Mozzie. Sprays with 7 assists, by the way. He is making sure that he is doing his part. If he is not finishing the kill, he is being a part of it one way or another. As they do have a game, they identify that there is going to be a roaming Solus that they have to clear out from above. They have to do a full top down in order to do their rush strat. But again, this Galaz is just playing alone. He's not really playing with the team. They have 2 players inside of storage. They have players on the rappel up. They have 3 people down below. The real question is, what's going to be the strategy here? They're going to go a single wall first, and it's going to get bandit trick. You kind of have to try and hurry up and go to the main wall and maybe double back. But you need to go back. You see that there is Scatter just sitting here. You know that he is close by. You just got bandit trick. He is looking around. No one is around. He's going to run back. He's thinking that it was they can get the single wall. He falls off. He's too late. That's going to be the wall open. He's going to pull out one last pitch. And it's not going to do any damage to the attacking team. we have a player upstairs on servers. Does Calling even know about it? Calling is aware. He looks towards the player and he's gonna be shut down by Chubbs. Chubbs kills him with the shotgun. But again, it sprays. Sprays is there. Get the refrag. It is now a 3v3 with 2 players on the vert. You can't go for the plant here. You have to try and do something. And it looks like they're gonna go for the funnel. They're gonna try and kill Dazer. Dazer here is going to get 1 kill. He's gonna maybe get the second. He will not get the second. However, they do have the hatch open, and guess who is going to be laughing looking at it? If Donut goes to peek it, is he gonna be killed? No one is actually going for it. Oh, they do have a plank going down. They have the plank going down right below the Solus. Laughing could get the kill onto Sprays, but he is looking up for the hatch. It is not up to the Thatcher with the kill. It is now done in a 1v2 situation. They know where the case is, and he's going to try and drop onto Laughing. Laughing, still an animus. He does not know. Donut gets tagged. He goes back for the chow. He gets taken out by Laughing Mafia. And we will be going 5-4 into round 10. And it looks like we are going to see the pulse gets banned. That's... They brought it 1 time, maybe 2. And even then, they didn't get a single C4 kill. Why would you ban the pulse when you could ban something like a bandit that's been bandit tricking you? Or even the warden, that way you can just use your ying as you hopped on. We're going to go back down to the basement. Scatter's going to be on that bandit once again, and it looks like we're going to see the exact same lineup. We're just going to see Donut hop off the Solus, switch off the Solus. They're not bringing the Goyo this time. We see the Vigil. They can hide from the drones a little bit more effectively. That was a very interesting ban, as even looking at the scoreboard, the scoreboard shows that Redemption should be winning this handedly. However, it's just been these dominant rounds that they picked up all the kills in. Aquatic on attack is very happily just putting the objective down and letting the time run out. They know they don't have to kill everyone to win the game. And it looks like we're going to see a pretty similar lineup. We do see that there might get banged out, so they have to hop on the Habana as it is the card breach left. You aren't going to be able to open up while Habana tricking without hurt control, especially against bandit. It's almost impossible, I would say. If you are able to do it, that is just damning on the other team if you can Habana trick while they are looking at it with the bandit. And we do see that it's going to be, again, another very heavy extension upstairs. We see 3 players, 4 players upstairs. And it looks like Dazer is going to be playing below inside an Exo, so he's offset as well. It's a 1-man sight hole. The question is, Donut with the first pick. Will Laugh and try and get the refrag. He's going to hop off instead. Donut with the first pick. I believe he just shot through a window and killed someone. Yes, that's exactly what he did. Not even a spawn peek. He's just sitting inside a mudroom. No one knows where he is. He is ratting. He can run out. He can potentially get 2 kills. And it looks like and Envy's going to be taken out from the vert made by the Ram. They don't drone it well enough. And now they are trying to push into the roam of sprays and calling. They have 1 player on the warehouse balcony. He has a cam on him, and they have to try and push the player out of servers. They do have the Damos track. They have the ability to track him and identify where he is. However, it looks like he's just happily going to hold a cross angle. His teammate's going to get killed. Will he be able to get the kill? He is not going to even shoot. And Calling with a quick double kill And now it is all up to Laughing, who is outside. He might take this time as a timeout. It looks like someone might jump out on him. It looks like he is going to try and go upstairs and potentially feed Colin another one. If Colin gets this, that gives him his 3K on the round. Or if we see a potential great shot from another player, what is going to happen? Colin getting his one, winning the one with a decisive headshot, putting his team on match point. They're gonna go back upstairs. They're switching sites. They're gonna go storage. This Habana might be useless, especially if they bandit trick again. The issue with having all your heart breaches and not being able to switch off, you can't really open anything properly. And Sprays is going to hop onto the bandit. That wall is going to be banded once again. IT wall will remain shut, and they might have a mute jammer on it just to hide any more util. The off-ball lineups from the side of Aquatic are unable to secure them the match, it looks like. However, they fought with a valiant effort. As they swap off storage, they go back upstairs. They swapped off at the last second. They bring the mirror back on the board. Mirror was never banned out. Walls are going to remain shut. The real question is Thatch going to be able to help his team open everything up? That is 2 cams gone already from the side. They only have 2 cams left. 2 drones have been left up through prep phase. They are drones. One of them was AFK, one of them is downstairs. We're gonna see the extension again from Dazer on the Warden, and it's going to be the exact same setup that we have seen time and time again, just with one operator switching off. We see Donut bring out the Valkyrie just to give his team more intel as the attacking side has funneled in through this part of the map every round. And what it looks like their game plan might be to maybe just a fuse charge on the wall. With this, yeah, that's exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna fuse the wall. They're not actually trying to do this. They fuse the wall. They can't play off of it, but they do destroy both bandits, and that's going to be the Habana trick that is very well thought and executed. And they fuck up. No, they fuck it up. It's not in line. This has to be more to the right. It was looking so good. He is having a rough time doing it from an angle. He is trying to do it, but they will kill the bandit, so if he needs to, he can technically drop and do it. That is all of their... I don't think it's gonna work here either. And it doesn't... all walls are gonna remain shut, however, we do see there could be just walk up and kill the Aqua player. Because now they have control, they can flood through every other part of the map. That we do see Colin trailing the Aqua, where Colin be able to kill the 2 players that are backside. He will kill one, he will be able to kill the other, and that is again why Colin is so powerful on these positions where he is able to just retake freely. And now everyone else has to funnel through. Colin knows no one else is going to push backside. He only has to worry about really this fuse, and a fuse is giving his position away by setting off a fuse charge. Colin has case as well. Donut with a kill. Scatter with the shotgun out. 1 player left. Connector. The secure match. Who's gonna pick up the final kill? It looks like it's gonna be Colin getting his 3rd of the round. His team's going to win 7-4 with Donut, Colin, and Dazer all dropping double digits.